Wednesday. I'm looking forward to getting back out there. We'll need to play a little better, as I mentioned earlier in the week. So I feel like it's been a good week of preparation, like I said. So we'll see come Saturday.
For the young team, how much do you have to remind them that one loss doesn't really change things in the long run with the goals that you have in front of them? Do you spend any time doing that?
No, I think our guys understand that. I think Monday, guys were disappointed, but that's to be expected. But they went out Monday, had a good practice, and really picked it back up Tuesday and just had a normal week. So, we didn't have to spend too much time. Our guys know there's so much football ahead. Win or lose, there's a ton of football left, and just anxious to get back out there for another opportunity.
You said you were going to talk to some of the older guys about, I need you to play better or else we're going to move on. Did you have those conversations at some point early this week?
We did. I'm not going to get into detail about which guys or anything like that, but yeah, there's competition going on at a lot of spots.
Is that both sides of the ball?
Yep.
Mark, I think Missouri blocked a punt and blocked an extra point or a field goal. How big is special teams and making sure you have a clean game in special teams?
I think it's always big, and it's very big with them. I think you've heard me mention to them about them several times about how disruptive they are, and I thought they've always played hard up front. When you're getting punts blocked and extra points or field goals or anything like that, it's usually from guys giving extra effort and really giving a good push up front, and they've always done that. They've always played hard.
Shannon said maybe something unconventional this week. He said he wanted the offense to care less. He wanted them to not be so
I think that's what he
uptight.
was probably trying to say, is just being uptight, and I think that's always it's always a fine line. If you read between the lines and listen to me often, I know our guys care. I know I don't have to talk about motivation all the time. So in particular, me always being a defense guy, I never really feel like I got to go push the offense. That's a fine line that they need to find. Each player needs to find that. I know our guys practice hard, and I know they care, and I know they're amped up to go play. Sometimes we don't play our best early, sometimes we don't play our best late. I think if anybody had that answer, they'd be, you'd know about them. So.
Well, you've talked a lot since you've been here about preparing the right way. Does that go to whether you win or lose, you just go back to work with the same attitude, whether it's after a big win or a disappointing loss?
Absolutely. We always are, like I've said many times, we're always here to fix things and to constantly look to improve and find better ways to do things. But win or lose, we're back to work on Monday, and that's what I look for, whether we had the right preparation. You could always second guess play calling, you could always second guess personnel. I understand that, but if I feel like we have a good plan on both sides of the ball and position and work the right things and schematically had the right plan, then I'm okay with the results. It takes a couple days, but that's the way it is. I just want to make sure we're doing the right things and moving forward as a program.
With almost a full week back now, how does Ryan look?
Look good. He's got to kick the rust off a little bit, but it's good to get him out there.
Any update on Reggie? Is he going to be ready?
It's doubtful.
I know you never want to be stuck playing behind the chains on offense, but is it even more important when you're going up against a defense as prolific as Missouri's?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, very much so. So, and then always comes that fine line, because we're not afraid to take shots, and we need to take shots to threaten people, but we're not very good with second and long either, in particular if we get sacks and things like that. So we got to execute.
Mark, did you all give Gary Pinkel a flight home from SEC?
Pardon me?
Did you all give Gary Pinkel a flight
We
home
did.
from SEC meetings?
Yeah, we did. Cal and I were on our way home for the SEC meetings, and we got word that Gary's plane had some issues somehow. I don't know what the issues were, but he needed a ride, and he was getting inducted, I believe, into a College Hall of Fame back in Cleveland. So we offered him a ride. So that was good. I'm sure he'd do the same for us. So he's a good guy. It was good. So we actually flew back here, and then he took the plane from here to Cleveland.
Coach, a lot of us got to see the media room just before coming over here. You guys had a lot of recruits in against Florida. How important is that feature to you guys in bringing in those top tier recruits?
The recruiting room, you said?
Yes.
Yeah, it was very important. It's been very useful. It's been very busy from my understanding the first 2 weeks. So I had an opportunity to walk through there the first week, and then I visit with guys as they bring them down to where I sit before the game. But but it's been very helpful. I think the facility in general, the stadium helps. As you can tell, our fans are very much enjoying it, and the recruiting room is very important.
What was your reaction the first time you saw the old setup for hosting recruits?
Well, they tried to keep me out of there. For real. So,
They didn't show you everything?
so they kept me in my room and they brought guys over to me. So, they knew I wouldn't be real happy.
Anybody else? Anything else? All right.